are here in the new terminal, Terminal B at LaGuardia. We'll talk about that in a bit. Oscar Munoz, CEO of United Airlines. Before we talk about this and the changes here and the importance of New York City, have to ask you about the 737 MAX. Dennis Muhlenberg talking with CBS News last night and this morning, talking about bringing the MAX back. What's your expectation in terms of when we will see the plane flying again?
I think the expectation is simply that we're going to do this in a safe manner, that all the external folks, regulators, investigators side agree that it's the right time to bring it back. And I think that's really the focus. And what I heard from Dennis in particular, the important thing, that safety is first.
August, maybe even as early as July, or should we even push it back maybe to September?
You know, from an operational perspective, at United, we're prepared to do it at any point in time. The critical point before we have any of those conversations is that this aircraft returns to flight safely, and that not only regulators agree, but the flying public agrees as well.
So, but I hate to have to put a date on this, but are you looking at August as most likely?
We, from an operational perspective, stand about a couple of months out. So we pushed it to August 4th, I believe, specifically. So we'll continue to monitor, see what the process goes through, and when we think it's safe to fly, we will be incredibly communicative to our customers, very transparent when that flight comes back, those aircraft. I think you've heard I pledged to be on the first one. It's just one of many things that we're going to make sure that we reassure our customers that it's safe to fly.
You want to reassure the customers, and I know you're going to try to do that, but I'm telling you, when I fly, it's a punchline. People make a joke about the 737 MAX. Not only that, there are people who stop me in the airport and say, I'm never getting on that plane again. How do you convince people they should fly it again when it's back in the air?
You know, I think there's a combination of communication tools that we'll be doing, certainly. But the first and foremost objective from our perspective is not to assume that everyone will want to fly or assume that everyone will get over it. We have to make sure and assure them in any way possible. And so, again, we'll be transparent. We'll allow any kind of rebooking if required. And more importantly, we'll continue to just to prove to you, like everything we do in our business. I always say proof, not promise. And this will apply in this case in particular. The safe return to flight of this aircraft is very critical to not only us, but people around the world. It's a good aircraft, clearly. But at the same time, that's our view. And our flying public needs to be assured and feel the same confidence.
Oscar, Jim's got a question for you. Jim?
It's been a remarkable resurgence for your company since you came in. Your airline is the one stock that has just worked really well. You had an incident a couple years ago where a passenger was dragged off, and a lot of people felt that your company was finished, that it wasn't handled right. What did you do to make it so? People aren't thinking about that at all. What they're thinking about is that you're on time. They're thinking about that you have what I regard as being the most reliable record of all the airlines. What happened at the airline in such a short period of time that you were able to make it so that we don't think about the bad, we think about the good, and we take it?
Well, thank you for the compliments, Jim. I think the most important thing, the thing we say about that event is that we never want to forget it. It always needs to be top of mind, so it just drives our focus and our mission on caring for our customers. To the other issues, and I was here at the Bernstein conference all day yesterday and got a lot of these questions. We're focusing. And you were part of this. The morning we announced our growth strategy, and there was a lot of concern. And we said, listen, it's a uniquely United opportunity that is going to make sense. And we bookended our growth with an EPS target for not 1, but 3 years. And I think the combination of those things are sound, smart cost management. And again, the thing I always say, proof, not promise. We're delivering. We had a full 2018 despite headwinds. We had a great first quarter despite a lot of headwinds. And we feel very bullish about not only this quarter, but yesterday I once again reaffirmed our full year EPS targets for this year, despite all the noise that's going on. So I think that confidence, that conviction, the execution, I think gives investors a great comfort.
And so, Oscar, should we take heart and look at, say, oil? Let's say oil goes to 50, which I think oil is really rolling over here. I mean, are these things not in your numbers, and we should be thinking, wow, there's potential upside for that?
Once again, last and final boarding call for flight 35.
I think with regards to fuel, we gave our guidance with a 40 to 80 sort of range. Again, let us worry about all those things. We'll give you the right parameters. We'll give you the right guidance. And we'll put any kind of transparency around it. But between 40 and 80, we've said, no excuses. We're going to get to our numbers.
One last question for you, Oscar. We're here in this B terminal that a lot of people in New York have not flown out of, or people flying in. We're used to the C terminal. Yes. How much of a difference will it make that you have not only a new, brighter, fresher, with better amenities terminal, but also run more efficiently?
Yeah, no, it's you always see game changer is a constant term, but this is beautiful. It's spectacular. It's what our customers deserve. It's what New York City deserves. It's a great city, and great cities should have great airports. And for us, it's a big business market for us. We have 40 flights out of LaGuardia to all the big business cities where we operate our hubs. It's our second location. Obviously, EWR is our hub in the area where you can basically get anywhere. LaGuardia will take you to 40 different places, so we're excited about it. Speaking of
Newark and your flights overseas, internationally, there's been a slowdown in international travel to the U.S. What are you noticing?
You know, that keeps getting brought up. We're not seeing it. We're not seeing it. Now, later in the year, possibly, but at this point in time, our numbers for the second quarter and the guidance we've given, we're still on that quite often. So we have not seen the issues that people are talking about, and we hope not to see them necessarily, but we feel strong about it.
Oscar Munoz, CEO of United Airlines.